I was born in Cabeza Caballo, a village just south of the Texas border. My mother was one of the many prostitutes in our village, and her occupation occupied her. My father? Only God knows. I spent most of my day sitting near the back of the rundown house my mother and the other whores worked in. It was there that I received my education. I would watch these women in the house fawn over the American men who would come seeking our cheap pleasures. The richer the American was, or the richer he appeared to be, the more the women would try to win his favor. I saw this every day, and I learned this lesson very well. Senor Tindero ran the bakery, and he had a daughter. Her name? Mara. The best part of my day I spent gazing at her from across the road when she came to her father's store. How perfect she looked. She stirred feelings in me I didn't know existed. I had found a purpose. One day I would go to America, become rich and powerful, and then return to Cabeza Caballo. I would win Mara's heart and give her everything. Everything. My mother was dead by my 10th year, and so I began my journey. I crossed over to America, and it was not what I thought it was. I sacrificed much, almost everything. And after the never-ending work, after all the dark deeds, after the many lost lives and ruined hearts and corrupted souls, I arose from the filth. I became very rich. I became very powerful. I became El Padrino Caballo. It was time to return to my birthplace and win Mara's heart. She was now running her father's store for him and was even more beautiful than I had remembered. I bought her gifts and she was happy and grateful. I would return to the village every month to see her and present her with new gifts. Finally, in June, my gift to her was to be a wedding ring. When I arrived, she was happier than I had ever seen her. It was to be a perfect day. She told me, I am in love. My heart exploded. It was all paying off. His name is Franco. He paints canvases of the desert and sells them to Americans, and he's wonderful and he's beautiful. And I love him. The moment of blinding light of love and happiness that I was living in went out in half a heartbeat. I was violently pulled from my oasis of perfection and dragged into the desert of despair. A fire quickly raged in my mind. I am rich, I am powerful, and I get what I want. That's how it works. She was confused by my reactions, by my words. My mind was exploding. I left, sought out Franco. Found him in his shack of a house on the edge of town. He turned and smiled at me, and I shot him in the face. I emptied my pistol into his head until it was nothing but wet red and soft black. I returned to town to claim my prize. When she saw me coming, there was fear in her eyes. This enraged me. Did she not understand that this was all for her? It didn't matter, she was confused. I would take her to America, where I would show her great happiness. I never saw her smile again. She would not eat, and she would not speak. Within 2 months, I had to hospitalize her. She died on a Tuesday. Her last words were tears. I had sold my soul for riches and power to gain the love of Mara. Instead, I had killed her. The lesson I learned in my youth so well was a hard lie. No more! It's time to expose this lie. It's time for me to use this power to protect the love I haven't destroyed. Join me. Join my army to destroy this lie. The time is now. We are preparing for battle. I only need a few, but I need the best. The smartest, the most determined, the most skilled. Will you fight with me? Are you the one I've been looking for? Seek me out. You can find me in the clouded chaos of dust and debris. You can find me